Students, I am Rashmi Sri, HOD, Department of Mathematics, KTCT College of Arts and Science, Kallambalam. I welcome all of you to join the online class of the 5th semester BSc degree. I will teach you Real Analysis 1. The course is mainly based on chapters 1 to 3 of the reference text, Understanding Analysis, 2nd edition by Stephen Abbott. What we are studying in Real Analysis 1. Here we discuss about the notion of real numbers, the idea of sequence of real numbers, its convergences, and finally gives a minimal introduction to the metric space structure of R, which is a stepping stone into the idea of abstract topological space. Let us start Module 1. Module 1 is based on the chapter 1, and in that chapter there are 5 sections. First section is basic concepts of real numbers. Second section is some preliminaries about sets, functions. And third section is the axiom of completeness. Fourth section is consequences of completeness. Fifth section is Cantor's theorem. Today we discuss about the first section, basic concepts of real numbers. We begin with the natural numbers. Natural numbers is also called as counting numbers. What are natural numbers or counting numbers? We all know that natural numbers is denoted by the letter n, and it is the set of all numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. Here we can perform addition perfectly well, isn't it? For example, 2 belongs to n, 3 belongs to n. Then 2 plus 3 equal to 5 also belongs to n. But if we want to have an additive identity and the additive inverses, and to define subtraction, we must extend our system to the integers. You have already studied integers in your early classes. That is, integers z equal to set, etc. minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Here 0 is the additive identity, and the additive inverse of any number is minus of that number, negative of that number. The next issue is multiplication and division. We all know that multiplicative identity is 1. But in order to define division, we need to have multiplicative inverses. Thus we extend our system again to rational numbers. Rational numbers is denoted by the letter q. It is the set of all fractions p by q, where p and q are integers with q not equal to 0. Numbers which are not rational are called irrational numbers. Real numbers are every point on the number line. It includes natural numbers, integers, rational numbers, and irrational numbers. Next we discuss about the algebraic properties of numbers. Algebraic properties we already know. Some of the properties are commutative property, associative property, identity property, inverse property, and distributive property. First property is commutative property. What is commutative property? Yes, we can change order when adding or multiplying without affecting the sum of any two numbers. For example, let the two elements of natural numbers be 6 and 8. Then we have 8 plus 6 equal to 14 and 6 plus 8 equal to 14. Thus for any two elements AB, we have A plus B equal to B plus A. Similarly, we can define multiplication. 8 into 6 equal to 48 and 6 into 8 equal to 48. Thus for any two elements AB, we have A into B equal to B into A. Next property is associative property. The associative property is the rule that refers to grouping. For addition, the rule is A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. For multiplication, the rule is A into BC equal to AB into C. For example, in numbers, 2 plus 3 plus 4 equal to 2 plus 3 plus 4. Similarly, 2 into 3 into 4 equal to 2 into 3 into 4. Next property is identity property. The identity property of addition tells us that 0 added to any number is the number itself. That 0 is called the additive identity. For example, 2 plus 0 equal to 2. Here 0 is the additive identity. The identity property of multiplication tells us that the number 1 multiplied to any number gives the number itself. The number 1 is called the multiplicative identity. For example, 5 into 1 equal to 5. Here 1 is the multiplicative identity. Next property is inverse property. The additive inverse property states that adding a number and its inverse results in a sum of additive identity 0. Example, 3 plus minus 3 equal to 0. Here minus 3 is the additive inverse. The multiplicative inverse property states that multiplying a non-zero number with its inverse results in a product of multiplicative identity 1. Example, 3 into 1 by 3 equal to 1. Next property is distributive property of multiplication over addition. It states that multiplying a sum by a number gives the same result as multiplying each addend by the number and then adding the products together. For example, 4 into 2 plus 3 equal to 4 into 2 plus 4 into 3. Thus, for any a, b, c, a into b plus c equal to a into b plus a into c. Next is field. A field is any set where addition and multiplication are well-defined operations that are commutative, associative and distributive property of multiplication over addition. There must be an additive identity and every element must have an additive inverse. Finally, there must be a multiplicative identity and multiplicative inverse must exist for all non-zero elements of the field. We can classify as follows. For addition and multiplication, it must be commutative, associative, there exists identity. In addition, it is additive identity 0 and in multiplication, it has multiplicative identity 1. There must have an additive inverse and there must have a multiplicative inverse. In addition to these four properties, it must satisfy the distributive property of multiplication over addition. Examples and non-examples of field. R. The set of all real numbers satisfies all the properties of field. Q. The rational number satisfies all the properties of field. The finite set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. is a field when addition and multiplication are computed modulo 5. These three examples satisfies the commutative property of addition and multiplication, associative property of addition and multiplication, identity property of addition and multiplication, inverse property of addition and multiplication and distributive property of multiplication over addition. But neither Z nor N is a field. Why? Z consists of the elements etc. minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. In Z, commutative property of addition and multiplications are satisfied. And next is associative property of addition and multiplication are satisfied. Third property is additive identity 0 is there and multiplicative identity 1 is there. Fourth property is inverse property. Additive inverse is there but multiplicative inverse is not there, not in Z. For any element A, there is multiplicative inverse is 1 by A, but 1 by A is not in Z. So Z is not a field. Why N is not a field? It satisfies the commutative property, associative property, but it fails the additive identity. What is the additive identity? 0. Is 0 is there in N? No. So N is not a field. Next is the irrationality of root 2. Next we discuss about irrationality of root 2. The theorem states that there is no rational number whose square is 2. That is, there does not exist any rational number whose square is 2. We will prove this by contradiction. What will we assume? Here there is no rational number. We assume that there exists a rational number whose square is 2. So we assume for contradiction that root 2 is rational. What is a rational number? Rational numbers are of the form p by q with q not equal to 0, isn't it? Hence, we assume that there exist integers p and q satisfying p by q the whole square equal to 2. Take that as equation 1. Also, we assume that p and q have no common factors. Then squaring on left side we get p square by q square equal to 2. On cross multiplying we get p square equal to 2q square. This shows that p square is an even number. Hence p square is divisible by 2. Okay. P square is divisible by 2. And so what is there? P is also an even number, isn't it? P is also an even number. Thus, this allows us to write what we write? Let P equal to 2r, where r is an integer. Substitute the value of p equal to 2r in equation 2, that is p square equal to 2q square. That is 2r the whole square equal to 2q square, and 4r square equal to 2q square. Cancelling 2 on both sides, we get 2r square equal to q square. This implies that q square is also an even number. Hence, q must also be an even number. Thus, we have shown that p and q are both even. That is, p and q have common factor 2. Hence, it is divisible by 2. This contradicts the fact that p and q have no common factor. Thus, we conclude that equation 1 cannot be held for any integer p and q. Thus, there is no rational number whose square is 2. Thus, there is no rational number whose square is 2. Okay guys, today we are studying about numbers, algebraic properties of numbers, what is a field, and irrationality of root 2. Okay, thank you.